Hey guys, and welcome to the first ever bonus episode of the Moronic podcast. So essentially, this is the Moronic or Not section special, where we're going to look back through some of our favourite Moronic or Not section words or short phrases. And if you guys want to see a second part of this, we'll do it with your suggestions. So let us know if you guys want to see that. But for now, we will jump straight into it. As always, I'm one of your co-hosts, Zach.
Yes, hi, and I'm Dan.
So, as I've said, Moronic or Not section special. So we're going to jump straight into it with some of our favourite words. So,
Yep.
one of mine, we've got 4 each, by the way, viewers. So, one of mine is fake tans.
Fake
Our
tans.
original verdict on this was moronic. Do we still agree with it?
Moronic, both of us.
We both said moronic for fake
Both
tans.
said moronic. Do you know which episode it was? Just out of interest or not?
I can check. One moment, please, viewers, and I will quickly check for you.
Fake tans. I feel like we did that one.
Fake tans was episode 2.
Really?
It was episode 2, fake tans.
Oh my god, episode 2.
So
that was back when we had Jake, didn't we? Jake was
we
on
had
that
Jake
one.
and Rob on that way back when. Since then, they have been fired. But
so fake tans. I don't know. Like, have you seen on shows like The Apprentice? Sometimes they do like fake tans.
I don't
Like,
watch
they
The
do
Apprentice,
fake
so
tans
no, not
for-
really.
No, I think one week they were doing like a bodybuilding or gym like thing,
Right.
and one of the things they were like say marketing were fake tans. They're doing fake tans for people.
Right.
I guess it is like, you know what I mean? It is a good way to make money. If you do know how to do it, then I guess like you can make money. You see a lot of like bodybuilders do it. I don't know if that's just me.
I don't often look at bodybuilders, so I'm going to take your word for it, mate.
I do think it looks kind of. It does look a bit unnatural.
It depends on how much you do it, I think. Because obviously, in case anyone doesn't know how tans work, basically it's your cells dying to protect you from getting skin cancer, and that's what makes you tanned. It's basically the outer layer of your skin cells dying to protect your other ones from getting cancerous. But UV beds, I found out, so you know those fake tanning beds?
Oh yeah.
They actually emit 10 times the amount of UV radiation that the sun does. So it's actually really bad for you. So don't go in a tanning bed, people.
Have you seen Final Destination?
No, but it's on my list of things to watch. But the issue is, it's not on bloody Amazon or Netflix or whatever. It's a pain.
It was one of the films. I think it might have been the 4th one. There was like a tanning bed, and then the lid of the tanning bed, it got like shut by some weight,
Right.
and it was like impossible to remove the lid off the tanning bed. That's
Lovely.
what I'm always worried about with that. What if I can't like open up the tanning bed?
That's
What
fair.
if something gets stuck on top of it?
That is fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't go in tanning beds, people. They're really not good for you. Don't do it. But fake tans, I'm going to stick with our original verdict being moronic, because well, you end up looking like Donald Trump if you overdo it.
I mean, does anyone use fake tans other than just bodybuilding or pure aesthetics?
What else do you use it for if not for aesthetics?
It does look kind of ridiculous. I'm not gonna admit.
I mean, if you want a tan, just go outside and tan. Sure, it takes a bit longer, but you know, you don't have to put some you don't have to put excess amounts of radiation or some makeup thing onto your skin. So
yeah, true.
Yeah.
I think I'm actually gonna go moronic still.
Yeah, so am I.
I can't think of a genuine like use for it.
No.
A genuine advantage.
But the thing is, with fake tans, you end up half the time looking orange.
Yeah, I know. You just look orange.
Yeah. And speaking of oranges, that is my second word.
Or the oranges.
Yes. So our original verdict for oranges, the fruit, bear in mind, uh, was not moronic. Do we still
Was
agree with
not
it?
moronic.
And
Oh
that one
well,
is
what
from episode 8. For anyone that wants to go
oranges and
back and listen.
fruit?
I've got a
Oh,
little fun
okay.
fact about oranges, if you'd like to hear.
Yeah, go on.
So, oranges, the fruit, is actually man made by
All right.
selective breeding. So, oranges are a hybrid of two different citrus fruits pomelo, I think I've butchered that name, but pomelo and
Pomelo.
mandarins.
Never heard of. I've never heard of any of them.
I mean, you've heard of a
Pomelo.
mandarin, they're just smaller oranges. But on its own,
Oh, that's what
pomelo
they're called.
is a big green citrus fruit with like harder skin, not a
Looks like a
coconut.
lemon.
Um, and mandarin obviously is basically an orange, but slightly smaller.
Oh, that's what they are. Pomelos. They're like those. It looks like a green lemon with like a blood red orange blood there with a blood red inside.
Yeah.
Oh, it's one of those. I've seen them like everywhere.
Mm. But
Oh, that's what
yeah,
they were called.
so
Pomelo.
yeah, pomelos and mandarin make oranges. Everyone. Um, yeah, it's pretty interesting
I've
thing. I
always
think.
called mandarins satsumas or tangerines.
Are they not different things?
I thought satsumas and
I'm
I don't know the
I'm
difference.
I'm checking this. I'm gonna check this while we're on this topic. Is a tangerine different from a what was the other one?
It's
Clement. Oh
satsumas
yeah,
and
Satsuma.
tangerines. The
Uh,
tangerines are a variety of
so a
mandarin.
so they are so tangerines are a type of mandarin. They're easier to peel and are larger than satsumas or clementines, but are still smaller than a regular orange.
So it's just mainly
So
to do
hold
with
on, is a
size.
satsuma and a clementine the same thing then?
I have no idea.
Let me check because you never know.
Is it
One might
all
be
just
American.
yeah? Is it all just
So the
to do with
difference
how?
between a
Uh,
satsuma and a clementine is a satsuma's skin is thicker,
oh right. Oh, it's
but
to do
clementines
with
have
the
thinner
skin.
skin.
I thought it would be to do with like how big it was.
No,
Oh right.
tangerines are bigger than satsumas and clementines, but smaller than an orange. And then the difference between a clementine and a satsuma is that have thicker skin than clementines.
Yes, that seems a tiny.
Fun fact about oranges and different types of various things.
And to be fair, whenever you try and eat an orange, I just feel like it is just so sticky
What, on your hands?
sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for the annoying thing as well.
I don't know
I think,
why this came up on my For You page, but I saw a guy perfectly peel an orange. So you know how like when you peel an orange, you sometimes get those little like white stringy bits in it.
oh yeah, they're just annoying.
I saw a guy take all of those off by using an air cannon. So he
Oh,
stuck a small like a small nozzle of an air cannon into the orange and like put a ton
oh
of pressure
right.
through it and it blew it all off. It was pretty interesting.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, um, if anyone wants to check that out, I don't know, look it up, I guess.
I just use I just eat satsumas or tangerines, like the small ones.
Yeah.
They're easy, it's not that sticky. The skin isn't that hard to peel.
Mm,
I mean, I mainly just like juice oranges, just put them in a blender.
that's fair enough. Yeah.
Um,
I haven't had an orange or a satsuma or a clementine in a long time. You know, probably a few years.
I feel like oranges aren't like my go-to fruit.
No.
It's always apples, isn't it?
Yeah, mine is apples. You
Always
can't go wrong with
apples.
an apple.
I do like
Actually, you
black.
can go wrong with an apple. There's some apples that are absolutely grim out there. I'm
Oh,
looking at you, Americans. Your apples are vile.
I think blackberries are my favourite fruit.
Blackberries.
Blackberries,
I
yeah,
can I,
that's
I
quite a
grow
random one.
blackberries in my garden.
Oh, really nice.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna stick with our not moronic of oranges.
That's an interesting one because on like one hand, the big ones are really annoying,
You're not wrong.
but then the small ones are like they're manageable. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But then,
They're snack sized.
yeah, um,
I still like oranges, so I'm gonna go not moronic.
I think overall I'm still gonna go not.
Lovely. Right then. Now that we've done two of mine, we're gonna do two of
Well,
yours.
the first one was constant updates.
Okay.
Right.
What
This
was
was
our
our
original verdict?
this was our original verdict. This was me, you, and Jake. I
Right.
believe this was episode 2. We all said not.
Okay.
So, um, constant updates. What do you think?
Uh, depends what the updates are. If they're big content updates, I'm happy with it. Because let's say I don't
Yeah,
know. Uh, you know what? Let's just use Minecraft because everyone knows what Minecraft is, and I don't have to explain it to anyone.
yeah, I think that's the easiest
Um,
one. Isn't it?
so let's just say Minecraft gets two big updates that change the game massively within, let's say, a few months. I'm not going to be annoyed about it, but if it's little like updates every 2 weeks to fix several bugs and stuff, it's going to be a little
Mm,
annoying. But I don't know
yeah,
because I feel like it depends on what the update is.
I feel like the key word here is constant. It's like
Yeah,
it's how consistent your update is because I feel like a yearly update is good because it like gives you time to adapt to the new gameplay,
yeah,
use all the features, um, and it doesn't really feel boring. Every year you've got something to look forward to.
yeah, makes sense.
Whereas if it was too frequent, like for say every month, for example, it becomes a norm almost,
Yeah,
and then it just becomes, you know what I mean, very bland.
yeah,
Um, and then you take Minecraft for example. We've got what the new music disc. If
mm,
they added a new music disc every month, it's you know what I mean. It's not going to feel
yeah.
the
It would get a
same,
bit repetitive.
and
Yeah,
that small feature is not going to feel as original and exciting as
yeah,
it was.
makes sense.
Um, yeah, I do feel like having it doesn't have to be like you know what I mean, like Minecraft 120 because that is a huge update.
Yeah,
Um, but you know what I mean, just a relatively big update. It doesn't have to be like absolutely huge. Though it's good
yeah,
to have those huge updates every now and then. But every year it would be nice, obviously, if a game did add um, some, you know what I mean, just
yeah.
something relatively big.
I've got a question for you on this actually.
Yeah,
Would you prefer a game to have more frequent, less bulky updates with like adding a few features every month or two,
right.
or just one big, essentially content dump once a year?
I prefer that the once a year thing because I like the hype around it.
Yeah,
I really think that's what makes a game exciting and it's something to look forward to. And I think it genuinely just draws in more people
yeah, okay, yeah, makes
because
sense.
obviously building hype around something is going to draw people in, isn't it?
Yeah,
So I think because those updates they're not constant updates. They're um how would you describe it? Like rarer updates.
yeah, less frequent.
I'll say yeah, less frequent updates. They're fine, but if I'm honest, I really just constant updates. It just isn't like a great idea.
Mm. I mean,
Um,
I'm gonna stick with our not moronic verdict.
I'm actually going to change my mind on this one. For
Oh,
constant updates, constant, I would say Moronic, but if it's like
yeah.
a once a
You know
year
what?
thing,
Let's
then
put
I'll
a
say
time
not.
scale on it. What would you say is constant updates?
Constant is definitely once a month.
Yeah, that's what I was
Um,
gonna say. Yeah, once a month.
I don't if I said once every 3 months, is that constant or not?
Yeah, it depends on how long you're doing it for.
I think
Because
every
obviously,
six
you can be
months. Yeah,
consistent in your like every 3 months you update it, but it doesn't mean they're always good.
yeah, true. I think every
So
6 months is that's the point where I would say not constant.
okay, yeah,
But I feel like less frequent updates, that once a year content dump is just I prefer that.
yeah, okay, interesting.
Um, but yeah, that's just my view. I would say constant updates, Moronic, but as I said before, the less frequent ones I would say not.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
Okay, your next
Um,
word.
yes, so the next one was conspiracy theories. All of us actually said not moronic. I think it was episode 3.
Depends on the conspiracy theory, really, doesn't it? Because if you say the Earth's
There,
flat,
there's
then you're an
not.
idiot.
Yeah,
If you think that
yeah,
aliens
that's
built the pyramids, you're an interesting person who I could laugh at. Um, yeah,
you,
I guess it depends on the
yeah,
theory, really, and how bizarre it is.
yeah. It reminds me. Have you watched any episode of Ancient Aliens?
No,
Don't. It is ridiculous. It
it
actually
does
is.
sound
They
it.
come up with some really stupid stuff.
So, do we think that aliens built the pyramids?
No, I feel like they already answered that, didn't they?
I mean, they probably did, and it's. I mean, Dan, it's an obvious no. Whether they answered it or not, it's a no.
No, but they didn't they figure out how they sort of went around doing it back then?
Ah, I don't know, probably.
Because like I don't know, I feel like with the pyramids though, nowadays everyone thinks, oh, there's an obvious way of doing it.
Hmm.
But back then you don't have those resources, right? So I feel like you sort of think differently.
See, I don't think. I think, right, that civilizations before ours were much more advanced than we think they were.
I just I still think they, what I mean, that they just worked with what they got.
Yeah,
So they didn't have that advanced technology. Um, this is the thing when you're given less, you have to think more.
yeah,
Um, and honestly, I think they just thought of a more practical way of doing it,
probably.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. Well, the conspiracy theories are there. The Earth is flat.
There
Um.
was the
That's
yeah,
stupid.
moon landing,
Oh
moon
yeah, the moon
landing,
landing one.
JFK assassination. That's another one.
What? The fact that the CIA assassinated JFK.
Yeah, or something
Oh
ridiculous
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
See,
Yeah,
conspiracy
there are a
theories
lot.
are an interesting thought, aren't they? Because you don't really. It's not one of those things where you often think about it, but when you do, it's quite interesting.
Yeah,
Depending on the theory, of
but
course.
I feel like what I mean. They're just interesting outcomes that we kind of want to happen. So they're just ideas, and
Yeah,
then of course, if what I mean, people just believe what they want instead of sometimes looking for the fact.
yeah.
Um,
I think that perfectly describes it.
yeah, I think
You kind of make up your own mind on what it is without actually necessarily looking at all of the
it's
facts.
it's based on desire. It's based on like what you want, and then you just believe what you want, and then it is kind of ignorant
You know what? Here's
in
a
a way.
conspiracy theory. Is there actual intelligent life on Mars? I'm not talking bacteria, I'm not talking microbes,
Actual like it,
aliens.
it's not a bad conspiracy theory. I
Like, do
mean,
we think it's
it's
some
an
kind
idea.
of? Do we think there's aliens living in caves on Mars, or I don't know,
I
something like
mean,
that?
to be fair, it can be a possibility, but um, I mean, it is quite rare. But again, I sincerely doubt that.
I mean, do we think that there is alien life in the universe or in our galaxy?
I mean, I would say yes, because like the way I look at it, we didn't scientists like find bacteria on other planets
I don't know, probably.
or something like that. So I imagine
And
there must be like
when I say life on
yeah,
planets, by the way, I mean like intelligent life,
yeah, I know, but like it always
sentient,
starts
not
it always
bacterial.
starts with a less intelligent life form,
I mean, yeah.
like
I mean, look
fish
at Americans.
bacteria, for
They're a
example.
non-intelligent life form.
But if there is less intelligent life on another planet, eventually it will evolve.
Yeah.
And I feel like, what I mean? Evolution must have occurred somewhere else.
Hmm. See,
Um,
wouldn't it be weird, right? So let's say in a different galaxy that there is an
yeah.
identical Earth. So the
Um,
same atmosphere, same plants, same everything. Do you think that humans would evolve, or at least a similar version of humans would evolve and become into beings? So like let's just say
actually,
everything is the exact same down to the wildlife. Do we think that humans could evolve in that on that planet?
I imagine things would normally be the same. I can't really see it being different.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. It's nature in it.
Yeah.
Things
Be
happen,
interesting.
mutations
See,
occur.
that would be really weird though, if we were exploring space and found other human-esque creatures.
Mm. But yeah, I'm just thinking about it. If it was a different Earth that was the same conditions, I'm still thinking, would a natural selection just be that it would still be the same, right? Because it's
It
the
would be
same
at
condition.
least it would at least be very similar, yeah.
It would have to be very. I still would imagine it would be very similar.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, that's an interesting thought though.
Yeah. You know what?
But
I'm going to create our own conspiracy theory here, Dan, about this podcast. Did aliens start the More an Hour podcast?
I sincerely doubt it. I of course know the answer to
I mean,
that.
considering it was me and you, we both know the answer. But who knows?
Yeah,
To the viewers at home, they don't know if
both.
aliens are behind the scenes. They don't know if we're being controlled by aliens.
Uh,
You will never know, viewers. You will never know if aliens are secretly using us to talk about random things.
so I don't know because like I've not really heard many or if any actual good conspiracy theories. I do feel like they're just
You've just heard that one, haven't you? Aliens are
yeah
controlling the More an Hour
yeah,
podcast. That's a pretty good one.
but I still just think they're all ideas that people want to believe,
Oh yeah, like they are
and
just
then they
some
get
of them are complete
blinded and
nonsense.
ignorant by it.
Yeah.
I feel like I will change my verdict again.
Ooh. So what are you
I
gonna
feel like
say?
I'm gonna say moronic for this one.
Ooh. I see. I think I'm on the fence still because it depends. My argument is it depends on the theory. Obviously, if it's the Earth is flat, then I think it's moronic.
I'm
But
just
if I think
going
it's
based on
something
what I've
actually
heard. Yeah.
plausible, then maybe not. You know what? I'm gonna not change my verdict
Still
because of
going
it.
not.
Just because I'm on the fence, I'm gonna not change my verdict.
All right. Okay, so I assume you're going to one of your ones next.
Indeed, we are, my friend.
Yep.
Um,
Okay, what's this one?
confetti.
Confetti. Was that a recent one? Confetti.
Confetti. Our original verdict was moronic. and it was from episode 12, our 1 year special.
Where? Oh
So,
my god.
well
Oh, that was
then.
the episode where you fired Rob and Jake.
I mean, yeah, probably. Um, I mean, they were gone long before
um,
that. They stopped at episode 4 or something. Um, but either way,
confetti.
confetti.
Yeah.
Our original verdict was moronic, as I've said. We changed our minds.
Oh, I mean, it is a fun thing.
It is indeed.
Mainly if you're below the age of 12.
Yeah, I feel like
It's a-
yeah, it's very amusing when you're young, not so much when you're older.
Yeah, especially at weddings because you just throw that shit on the fucking husband and wife, which
I'll take your
was
word for it. I've never been to a wedding.
really.
Yeah.
Uh, if only like there was self-cleaning confetti.
What, like
After about yeah,
biodegradable confetti?
so after about 20 minutes, it would just gather in one pile and just like implode upon itself. So you don't have to clean it.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that'd be beneficial, but to be fair, if it was biodegradable, it would do that over a couple, like, 100 years or something, depending
Yeah,
on what
but
it's made
it's
out of.
like,
But
why would you wait 100 years instead of just cleaning it?
yeah, you're not
I'm
wrong.
trying to think. Yeah, but wouldn't it be nice if you just clean it up afterwards?
Yeah, it would.
It's annoying for the cleaner, and it's
To be
just
fair, one
pain.
thing about it as well is those massive confetti cannons that you can buy, the ones that are
Oh
like a
yeah,
meter long.
oh a meter.
Those
Yeah,
things pack a punch.
yeah.
Like, I went
There's
to a party
so
once. I
many.
can't remember where. I can't remember when. But I was at a party and they bought some of them out, and someone popped it, and it was really loud.
I guess because that they really pack so much confetti in a small space.
Yeah. Did you
Um,
ever, when you were going to like birthday parties when you were a kid, did they ever have those like little ones that you'd like pull the little string on and it would spew out like a tiny little bit of confetti?
kind of. I remember the party poppers.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Let me go. One sec, guys. Let me
Yeah, I
Google
think it was
these
just like a
to see if
small
I'm
amount.
right. But I think that's what I'm talking about here.
But it's like if you didn't have the confetti, it's not really a party popper.
Yes, party poppers. That is the thing I'm talking about.
But it's like you need confetti for that, or else it's not a party popper, and people
No,
just won't
otherwise you're
buy
just
anything
making a
off.
loud bang for no reason.
Um, so that is one argument for confetti, but the
Yeah,
counter of that is got to clean it up. I think that's
yeah.
the only disadvantage.
I think that is the only disadvantage of it. That and it could really startle someone if you do it on a bias. It can also
True.
damage someone's hearing. I guess if you do one of those really big loud ones next to someone's ear, it would probably
I
damage their
think it's
hearing
one
a
of the
lot.
big ones. I think if it's party poppers, it's okay.
Oh yeah, if it's party poppers, it's fine. They do nothing.
It makes a loud enough sound without it being too loud or obnoxious.
Yeah, it's like the same thing that you just like when you pop with your mouth,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Our verdict: are we changing it from moronic to not
Confetti,
moronic?
no.
You're
I'm
gonna
still
stick
saying
with
moronic.
moronic.
Yeah.
Ooh. Um. You know what? I think I'll agree with that.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with moronic just because
Oh,
um the cleanup and it can damage people's hearings if it's loud enough.
oh right. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm gonna stick with moronic.
Cool.
But have you ever been to a birthday party where there are wooden chairs with no cushions? You
Oh,
just get sat on a wooden chair.
really? Yeah. So I think, well, saying that, my kitchen,
Yep.
one at home, we have wooden chairs like that
Right.
without cushions. But the good thing is the back is at a sort of slant, so
Okay.
it's not like perpendicular.
Oh right.
Um, it's still quite comfortable actually. Like I feel like it's not always a cushion or soft material that makes a chair comfortable.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but it
I
does
think
help.
it is. Obviously it does help, but I think you know what I mean. Sometimes the slant of the chair, because you do want a space to rest your
Yeah.
spine.
But so, just for
Um,
viewers, our original verdict was moronic.
he
So
was
this one was from episode 14.
wooden chairs.
Wooden chairs with no cushions
14,
from episode 14. Original
14.
verdict being moronic.
I can't really remember episode 14 that well. That felt
Nor
like
can
a
I.
very random episode.
Yeah. So, you know what? I think I'm going to stick with moronic purely because being skinny, it's not comfortable.
The first time we talked about it, I always envisioned those chairs that were just perpendicular.
Yeah,
Like a
true.
small perpendicular chair. But I'm saying that we do have chairs in our kitchen that are wooden without a cushion that are I mean, I wouldn't say they're very comfortable, but they are okay. They're not uncomfortable.
That makes sense.
I mean, of course, I would take a sofa
I mean,
over
yeah, but then again, you're
that.
not going to eat your dinner at a dinner table on a sofa because that's a bit weird.
Um,
Um,
Wooden chairs without a cushion. I
it's a
don't
bit
know,
of a
because like it really,
difficult one that because obviously being skinny it does hurt because well you've got little padding, but I guess it depends on the type of wood as well because obviously some woods are harder than others
yeah, true.
because obviously you can get quite soft woods and I guess less uncomfortable.
Did we both say moronic
We
for
both said
this one
moronic for
before?
this one, yeah.
Both said moronic. Oh, I don't know, because I feel like wooden chairs are going out of fashion recently.
Oh, they are. They are massively going out of fashion. I feel like a lot of people are kind of moving to either metal or just like padded ones, like leather, maybe.
Yeah, true.
I don't. I feel like a lot of
Um,
people don't really have wooden chairs anymore.
wooden chairs. I'm still gonna stick with my original verdict.
Moronic.
That
You're gonna
that
stay
is
with
a tough
moronic.
one. I've almost my ideas on some of them, like the confetti one. I've
Hmm.
almost gone over to the other side, but
Oh
it's like
right.
not quite.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I'm gonna stick with moronic.
yeah, I'm gonna stick as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right then. Back to you.
Right, well, this one's an interesting one because we had Lankington for this one, if
Oh
you
right.
remember.
I see.
First
Yes.
guest.
Episode 8, I do believe.
This is a very trending one. The monarchy.
Oh, so quite popular at recent times due to the coronation that happened either a few weeks ago or like a month ago, depending on when this goes out.
What? But what was interesting was so originally you did say moronic,
Okay.
but Lankington said, I'm going to say not moronic because I don't want to be beheaded. And that was enough to change your opinion to
Yeah,
not
that's fair.
moronic.
Yeah, I don't want MI6 banging at my door and then Charles cutting my head off with his sausage fingers.
And then, considering what Lankington said about that, I also said not moronic. And
Yep.
then Jake straight up said moronic within 5 seconds of you saying monarchy. And
Fair.
then he didn't change his mind from there.
So,
Um,
seeing as this is your word, did you watch the coronation?
no,
Fair.
I want the moment where they put the crown on his head.
That's fair. I watched about 10 minutes of it where they were just walking through Westminster, and I was like, yeah, okay, this is getting a bit boring now. And then I tuned back in when they put the crown on his head. Um, so I don't mind the monarchy. I don't understand it to be quite honest. Purely because the family tree is bizarre to me. I don't know whose is whose kid. I don't know what generation they're from. I know Charles has got either two or three of them, and then one of them has gone. I think Harry's gone to America. One's
Yeah, there's a
an
lot
alleged
of
nonce. Um,
with Harry. Meghan and Harry. Andrew,
Andrew's the nonce, right?
yeah, he got in
Yeah.
trouble because I think he was associated with Gary Glitter.
Didn't one
Like,
write a book, or is that the same one that went to America?
that might be Harry.
Okay. And then one of them has got three kids, which is George, the girl, and the other one. That's really bad. But then
Um,
again, I don't know the royal family. To be honest, I'm going to be honest. I'm not really interested in the royal family.
I wonder who's gonna be um king or queen after Charles. I don't really
Is it
know
not
like the
William?
family. I have no
I'm
clue.
gonna Google this. I want to know who's king after Charles. But speaking of, how long do we reckon it'll last? Because he's what? How old
Is he
is
like
Charles?
70-ish?
Let me have a quick look. So, King Charles the Third, by the way, is 74.
I reckon he'll make it to
74. So,
90. I
who
reckon
is king after
it's a bit random,
Charles
but I reckon he's gonna
Third?
make it. He's gonna last 16 years. He'll make it to 90.
Right, fair enough. Yep. So, Prince William will take over after King Charles the Third.
Oh yeah, I assume that's reasonable because I highly doubt it'll be Prince Harry,
Which one is William?
Prince Andrew.
Oh, I've just found an image of the family tree. Oh, that's actually quite handy. Oh, yeah, here we go. So I was right. So let me run you through the quick family tree. Queen Elizabeth II and Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, um, sadly both passed away, so we there know that they're not monarchs anymore. It's now King Charles III, whose wife is Camilla, I think.
Camilla.
Um, and then King Charles had two children, William and Harry. William has got Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, or Louis. I don't know which one it is. And then Harry has got Archie and Lilibet.
Oh right.
Um, yeah. So that is the.
Yeah, I'm just
So
looking
the
at it.
line of succession is King Charles III to Prince William to Prince George, and then whether Prince George either whether if he has a kid, that kid will become it, or if he doesn't, it will move on to his sister, and so on
Mike
and so forth.
Tyndall's part of the the family tree.
Who?
He's a rugby player, Mike Tyndall,
Never heard of
because
him.
he married Zara.
Who?
Mike Tyndall is a rugby player.
He married who though?
Zara,
Don't know who that is. It's not on this
Zara
diagram.
Tyndall. I'm just looking at it. I didn't realise he was on it.
Oh my god, Dan. So currently, Prince Harry is fifth in line to the throne. It's got to go through William, George, Charlotte, Louis, or Lewis, I don't know which one, and then it'll be Harry.
Oh right.
Wow. So yeah, that is your
Interesting. Yeah.
little family tree of the monarchy. Uh, so yeah, what do we think? Moronic? Not?
See, I just really don't care about it. If
Nor do
we
I. Hence, I had to
decided
look it
that
up.
there wasn't decided one day that there wasn't going to be a monarchy anymore, I just really wouldn't care that much.
No, I
You know
go.
what I
Oh
mean?
no. Anyway,
Um,
yeah.
it,
I
yeah,
don't really have an
just
opinion on them. I don't really care that much. I know Americans for some reason love them.
oh yeah.
Which actually, speaking of, I'm going to tell a funny story. Well, as much as I can, anyway. Basically, my colleague went to Italy recently during the
Oh,
coronation, and apparently, as he was talking to his partner, a bunch of Americans came up to him and heard they were British, and then said congratulations, just assuming that they knew the current king or the queen or whatever.
but why congratulate a random British dude?
Yeah, I know. That's like me going up
That
to an
ain't
American saying
weird.
congratulations on getting a new president. Like what? I don't have any say. Like, as you know, they do have a massive say in it, don't they? That I guess I can't really compare it to Americans, but yeah, it's weird. Don't do it. Um,
When Lady Diana, when she passed away.
yes, yes,
Um, so my dad was in the US at that time,
right.
and I remember overhearing something. He said, "Oh, when I was in the US during these years, loads of Yanks came up to me saying, 'Oh, I'm sorry, Princess Diana died,' and it happened to him like practically all the time when
See,
someone knew that he was
I feel
British.
like
Like
Americans
someone
think
would
that
go
we
up,
all know the royal family like it's like they're our best mates. A lot of
they
us
all
don't
think they're
care.
posh. Yeah.
Like I don't care about the monarchy that much, but I'm gonna say they're not moronic because I don't want to get my head chopped off by MI6. So long live the king and up the royals. But in reality, I don't really care all that much about them.
Yeah. Have you seen the meme where it's like what Americans think British schools are like compared to what British schools are actually like?
No, I have not.
It's like Americans think British schools are just like Buckingham Palace.
Oh
Everyone's like
right,
posh,
yeah, no, that's completely wrong.
wearing £2,000 worth of like school uniform, speaking in posh accents.
Yeah, if you think
No,
people in
it's
school are speaking in posh accents, dear oh dear, how wrong are you? Unless you go to private school, in which case they probably do. I don't know. I never went to private school.
yeah, no, it's a complete different story, isn't it?
Anyway, moving on from the monarchy.
I'm still saying not on
Yeah, I'm going to say not moronic, just because I don't really care.
it.
So up the
Shall we
king,
go through
long
the
live the
last one?
king, and yeah. All right, go for it. What is your final word and the final word of this episode?
So the final word of the episode is paper straws,
Oh, fucking
which was
get
in
them out. Get them out.
episode 20,
That was from episode
which was
20. Okay.
that's the environment one, isn't it?
Uh, I believe so. Yes, it is. Yeah.
Ah, so episode 20. That's the. I can't actually believe that was the environment one.
I know.
That
It's
was
been.
like 4 episodes ago,
I
wasn't
know.
it?
It's going quick, Dan. It's going quick.
God, I don't know why, but I always feel like the environment one was the last one that we recorded.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just strange to me. But yeah, paper straws. Judging by what you said, I sincerely doubt you're changing your mind
I'm
on
assuming we
paper
said
straws.
Moronic.
Um, Surprise, surprise. Yeah, we did.
Shockingly, we did. Okay. Well, I'm not going to change my opinion. They're stupid. They're stupid.
Yeah,
They dissolve in your McDonald's milkshake. Um, and I'm fuming that I've got to suffer with paper straws when the Kardashians can keep pumping their bodies full of plastic and fly their private jets to LA for 20 minutes worth of £6,000 coffee to then fly back in their private jets. And I've got to sit here suffering with a paper straw.
yeah. Do you know? I fully agree. It just clogs up. It clogs up the straw. Even on the first sip, I can't get anything out of it.
So I actually went to the cinema and I got McDonald's beforehand.
Yeah.
And I got a Coke in a paper straw. And I
Uh,
kid you not, after about I don't know how many, like 5 6 sips, it became like the top became a triangle, meaning I couldn't get any more out of it unless I like adjusted it.
it's impossible to get anything out of it.
Yeah, no.
It is they're a ridiculous idea.
You know what? Bamboo straws. I talked about it in the episode.
Yeah,
Just use
I
them
remember
instead. They're better.
your
They're stronger. They're exactly the same. They're biodegradable, and they're stronger than paper. So,
what about metal straws?
tastes too metallic.
I do think they're still a step up, but
They're a
again,
step up. Everything's a step up from that, Dan. But yeah,
yeah,
no, they're stupid.
yeah, I agree. I feel like that's the most obvious one.
Yeah, easily.
Um,
So I'm going to
You
say
might have picked one
Moronic.
that's yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say Moronic.
Okie dokie then. That is all. So, viewers, if you guys have enjoyed the video, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you want to see more like this, you can go ahead and subscribe.